So this video will be all about the MTech. No matter if your choice is to get a job after MTech or you want to go to the higher studies after MTech, this video will cover everything. So without any delay, let me start. Now, I hope that you can see my iPad screen. So here, unlike BTech, there are some differences in IIT M.Tech, in IIT or NIT M.Tech also. The difference is that you have to be a master of your core branch. That is, in BTech, you can say that, okay, I am in mechanical engineering, but I want to get a job into software field, IT field, like software development, CS field. So, in BTech, you can say that, okay, and they will actually give you some opportunity because the companies are having the concept that these guys have written JEE advanced, okay. So, the the criteria based on which they select for BTech is something different in their mind. But when you are an MTech student, then they think that you are specialized in that particular area, okay. So, unlike the BTech scenario, you have to master your, so in MTech, I will here write MTech, okay. So, you have to master your core expertization. You have to master core knowledge, okay. I am not saying that getting a job other than your core branch is almost impossible for MTech, but it is very hard compared to BTech, okay. And you have to take care the fact in your mind that you are competing with the BTechs of IITs also. I am not saying that you are not capable, okay, but there is something other than, there is something beyond your control or your merit that will give you a bit of disadvantage in front of the companies. That is not because of you, but that is because of the mentality of the companies, okay. So, you have to master your core knowledge. That means you cannot neglect academics. So, academics is a must, no matter if you want a job or if you want to go to higher studies, then obviously I don't need to emphasize more on academics. But for job also, academics is a must. And the reason I have already told, unlike BTech, you can say that I will not study mechanical engineering, I will go to software development. That is okay in BTech. Now, the second point is MTech is very fast, very fast. Yes, it is very fast. So, these two are main points. Now, the moment I say very fast, then I know that almost all of you will be traumatized that how much fast it is. Don't worry, I will explain that right now. So, in Jadavpur University, that was my BTech college, the semesters were like 6 months long and like that. And I think that is the case for most of the tier 3 colleges or maybe other than IITs and IITs colleges, okay. So, the thing is that when we who have the habit of taking the things very slow, we know that now there is so many days before the actual examination comes. So, I will not study right now. I will study just before the month of the examination. Okay. Now, if you have this mentality, the time is here to change this mentality, because here you will have 3 to 4 months for a semester, and within that 3 to 4 months there will be a lot of examination. There will be class tests, there will be mid semester, there will be more class tests, and then there will be end semester. And believe me, unlike your BTech college, if you are not from IITs, the questions will not be from the PYQs directly. Yes, some questions can be from the PYQs, but most of the questions will be new. Most of the questions will be new. So, if you still think that, अरे यार मैंने तो BTech में कर लिया था, I have studied for the last week before examination and I have aced the examination with a 9.5 CGPA, 9.5 SGPA. So, that thing is not going to happen here. You have to grow the mentality up that the things are really fast and I have to cope with that, okay. So, and how much fast? I have already told that within maximum of 3 to 4 months and so many examinations. Okay, so many examinations and no PYQ repetition. So this no is not correct. There will be a bit of PYQ repetition. Okay, and don't worry, how to cope up with the MTech academics, how to cope up with this fast-paced academics. Okay, so now first what I will do is I will solely focus on the academics. Then what I will do is I will focus that what you should do if your focus is academics plus job, and then I will tell that what you should do if your focus is academics plus higher study. Okay. So firstly, let me talk about solely the academics. So the first point is, if you have, no matter how many days are remaining before joining the MTech, okay, start polishing your fundamentals. Okay, start polishing your fundamentals. Polishing fundamentals. Why I am telling this? Because believe me or not, those of you who are thinking that I have cracked GATE 2025 with AIR 10, now I am the hero. It can be the case that you are the hero, but most probably you are not. Because the GATE 2025 was one of the worst examination that I have seen. Almost every question was from a direct formula. If you know the formula, no matter if you know the concept or not, just if you know the formula, then you can answer the question. So if your thinking is like that, if your approach is like that, that in the semester examination also, the thing that I already know, that formula only will come. They will just give me all the parameters of a formula and I have to find the unknown one. No, that is not the case here in IIT. So you have to take care about your fundamentals. For example, for mechanical engineering I will take. So you have studied fins, right? So for fins in GATE examinations, the fin efficiency, the fin effectiveness, heat transfers for a prismatic fin. So these are the formula that which are important, and you know that beyond this nothing will come. But in IIT they will give an arbitrary varying cross section fin, and they will ask you to derive the governing equation from the scratch, and the answer will be a Bessel equation. A Bessel equation. I don't know that if you have heard the name or not. If you have studied engineering mathematics carefully, you must have heard the name. But the thing is that you should know the basic heat transfer, that how to derive the equations from scratch. If you don't know that, believe me, no matter what rank you have cracked in GATE, IIT examinations will be very tough for you to even pass. I'm not scaring you, but this is truth. But if you know the fundamentals, the thing will be very interesting. The things will be very easy for you. So start polishing fundamentals. This can actually you only judge. Okay, so you can judge that how strong your fundamentals are. Okay, you have to ask some honest questions. That do I know that from where this formula exactly comes? Do I know that what are the assumptions behind this formula? So if you know this, then your fundamentals are strong. So I will suggest you start deriving some formula from the scratch, not by seeing any book, but uh, by just recalling from your mind from the very deep fundamentals. Okay, so start polishing your fundamentals and don't focus on the formula. Next step is, your next step should be, okay, contact any senior from that branch in that IIT, in that IIT, right? So like if you are joining into IIT Bombay in manufacturing engineering, then most preferably if you can contact some senior who is currently studying in IIT Bombay in the manufacturing branch, then you should contact him or her, and from him or her you should get all the detailed information, like how is the academic scenario there, and how much strict are the professors regarding attendance, regarding marks, and how much strict is the academic environment. All these things you must know. But don't worry, if you don't have any that, I mean, that kind of any close senior, very close senior, don't worry. After getting into the IIT also, you get into the touch with your seniors, and within the first week you take all the information. I mean, this step is not a must, because I don't know that if you have the access to the senior contact or not, and if you don't have, you don't have to worry at all. Okay, because as I have said that after getting into the IIT also, you can get in touch with your senior, and you should take all the information. So here people make a mistake, that they start gathering the information when they hear the announcement of the first examination, and before that they think, "Arey, sab kuch to chill hai." Okay, and another mistake is they start doing it intermittently. That means that they first ask the seniors that only that which subject should I take. Okay, and then they stop. After that, when the examination is knocking at the door, then they become very anxious, and then they start asking that what should I do to get marks in this examination. No, have some good amount of time with your senior, have a good conversation with your senior, and get all the informations, not only about the subjects which you should choose, but also about the examinations. Because believe me or not, IIT is autonomous, and the examination questions will be set by the professors who will be teaching you. And that is why each examination will be different, and to score good marks in the examination is not only correlated with your knowledge, but also correlated with other tricks and tips. Like for some subjects, this can be the scenario that they will actually repeat the PIQs. Now, if you always think that I am very smart, I know all the fundamentals, but there can be some questions which, if you have not solved before, then you cannot solve in the examination. And the PIQ repetition is very high in that subject. So for each and every subject, ask your senior that bhaiya or didi, for this subject, what should I do? So you will see that the answers for different subjects will be different. So these things you have to take care. That is contacting the senior holistically. Okay, that is, if you can contact them now, then that is very good. But at least after going into the IIT in the first 1 or 2 weeks, you should have very good conversations, and with that you should have the whole idea. Okay, so this is the things. So that is, start polishing your fundamentals. This is the first thing. And secondly, contact your senior. Okay, and I should write here, contact your senior, and holistic. Okay, so holistic specificality, holistic info. Okay, holistic info. Okay, so now the third point is about the fast pace. What should you do to cope up with the fast pace? So this is actually a very, common sense thing. That is, start studying consistently from day one. Okay, now this will sound a bit harsh. Okay, that is, you don't have that much time in your MTech to enjoy your campus life. Honestly, you don't have that much life. Like for BTechs, they are having 4 years. Even if they lose their first semester or second semester, they can they can actually maintain a good CGPA in the remaining 7 to 6 semesters, 6 to 7 semesters. Okay, but you have only 4 semesters. If you ruin your first semester, then it will be very hard to get your CGPA up in the last 3 semesters. Okay, so I am not telling you that you should not enjoy at all, but you have to prioritize the things. So after getting into the IIT, after doing your first few classes, then you will be knowing that how is the level of IIT. And according to that, you have to decide your study schedule. That is, maybe for someone, he can do it by studying only 1 hour a day. But for someone, he has to study 4 hours a day. Okay. So like that, sorry. So like that, you have to take care about your study routine. And honestly, again, it is not about how much you are studying at a particular day, but it is about your quality of study and it is about the consistency. So I will write here again in this point, quality plus consistency. This is here mainly important. Okay. So I can remember that most of the MTech people from my batch also, they used to study just before 2 weeks. Okay, कि अब मुझे पढ़ना पड़ेगा. No, you have to take the mentality that I will gather the PYQs at the day one. Okay, I will gather the PYQs of all subjects at the day one and I will start solving as soon as possible. I will first clear my fundamentals, then I will start solving as soon as possible. And another thing is here with this fast paced thing, okay, NPTEL lectures are available. So there will be so many courses which are already available in the NPTEL. Okay, that is the same teacher, the same professor and the same course will be there in your semester and the same course is available in NPTEL. So why not start studying the same course a bit earlier? So if you start studying the same course a bit earlier, then believe me, the things will be very easy. So people think that he is telling about not enjoying the things, but believe me, you will be at your mental peace if you start very early. You will be at your mental peace and you will be enjoy the campus life. Because now you know that I have already studied this subject a bit and now I am a bit relaxed. Now I can give some time to play some football, badminton or anything else. I will go to this or that program. Okay. But if you are going to this or that program and if you have already not studied anything, then back of the mind, always you will have a thought, यार एग्जाम्स आ रहे हैं कुछ भी नहीं पढ़ा चलो अभी छोड़ देता हूँ बाद में सोचूंगा लेकिन ऐसे देयर विल बी अ प्रेशर build up. Okay, so that is the thing. The NPTEL lecture you have to take care that these are available beforehand and the PYQs from the day one you should get the PYQs and after you get the PYQs start solving the PYQs as soon as possible. No matter if the PYQs will be repeated or not. This doesn't matter, but that will give you a flavor that what you will be getting in the actual semester examination. That will give you a flavor. So if I again summarize this point 3, the thing is that after you get into the touch with your seniors, get all the PYQs and search for the NPTEL courses if those are available in YouTube or not. Start studying from the day one consistently and the quality study. If you are studying for half an hour, okay, study for half an hour only, but study with a deep concentration and study consistently every day. That is important. Don't stay with the mentality that I will start studying just 1 week before the examination. That will not happen here. Believe me, you will end up with a very low SGPA. Okay, and that is not desirable. Okay, so this was everything about the academics. Okay, and the last bonus point, this is not only actually about academics, this is about your stipend. So you will be getting a stipend of 12.4K per month. But the rule of the stipends can vary from IIT to IIT, can vary from branch to branch. From branch to branch, this should not vary actually, because in a particular IIT, the rules should be same. And this actually, the stipend will be dependent on your attendance and your TA-ship. Yes, you have to do some TA-ship, the teaching assistantship, mostly from your third semester. Okay, so if you miss your classes and your attendances, there can be some scenario that your stipends will be cut. And if you miss your TA duties, then also the same situation can arise. So please take care about that. And again, from IIT to IIT, the rules can vary slightly. So the sources from which you can get to know about the rules are your senior. So here, stipend rules. Okay, this is important because you will be getting the money. Stipend rules. So this is all about academics. Okay. Now you just comment in below that if you want a detailed video for MTech thermal engineering or not, because I have done my MTech in thermal engineering, I can guide you more about that. Okay. So now let me talk about academics plus job. Academics plus job. Okay. So when you have multiple goals, your objective should be to find the intersection first. That is, what is common in academics and in the job examinations. So in academics and in the job examination, at least in MTech, this is an advantage. That is, the core knowledge is common. And believe me, the companies that will be coming in the IITs, some of the companies, they will judge very deeply that if you have that knowledge or not. So this core knowledge will be applicable in the aptitude tests. Okay, so not aptitude. So I should write here the screening test. Okay, so there will be obviously a screening test for most of the companies. Okay, plus interview. And there are companies who take the interviews like very deeply. They will take the interviews like bark interview. Very deep knowledge you do require. So your core knowledge will not be wasted. So this core knowledge is important. But other than this, there is one more thing required, that is gate like practice. Gate like practice. Okay. Because this screening test is like gate like questions. They will not ask subjective questions. They will ask the objective questions, and for some case the questions will be common to the gate examination. Yes. So this should be your advantage. That is, you solve 5 to 10 questions per day, or maybe yes, 5 questions per day. That will be enough. So again, people make the same mistake that they start preparing for these kind of examinations just before the day. Okay, so see, in your life everything is like that. So you have two options. Either you take small steps each day, every moment, or you have to take a very large step within a short span of time. The next thing is very important. That is the the latter part. That is, taking a very large step in a very short span of time is very hard, and as well as it is very hectic mentally. So you should take the small steps. Okay, study for half an hour. Study and solve some 5 to 10 gate level questions for your entrance examinations, screening examinations. And for interviews here, one more thing is important. Okay. So polishing your communication skills. Okay. So your interview is not only about your knowledge. Again, your seniors can help. So talk with the seniors who have got selected in a particular company, which is your dream company. Talk with those seniors who have appeared in that interview, even if they are not selected. So take the mentality that you should have. I mean, take all the informations, like how was the interview, how are the panelists, according to that, prepare yourself, your communication skills, your spoken English, all these things you have to take care. Again, if you want to improve your communication skill, you can take a small course and you can do that small course every day. Okay. So all these things will be actually easier if you make a schedule that, okay, every day I have to study for for some time I have to study for my semester examination, a deep core knowledge study. For some time I have to study for the gate questions, 5 to 10 gate questions. That will not take much time because you have already cracked it. And for some time I have to work on my communication skills. Or maybe you can make you can make a schedule like, today I will study for the semester examination. Tomorrow I will study for gate like questions for the job screening examination and the spoken English or the communication improvement. So like that, consistently each and every day, take all these things simultaneously. Okay, don't think that the uh, just before the placement season I will start. Okay, believe me, taking small steps are the key. Okay, so this was academics plus job. Now I will talk about academics plus higher study. Plus higher study. Okay, so academics plus higher study. So here again, this is very good that here what is common to you? What is common? So the common thing is again the core knowledge. Okay, and your MTech thesis. MTech thesis. Okay. So if you are going to appear for IITs and IISc PhD interview, the sole importance is your core knowledge and how much do you know about your MTech thesis, no matter if you have any publication or not. But if you are applying for any abroad university, then publication does matter, but not very much. If you have a good CGPA, if you can write a very strong SOP, and if you have a very good letter of recommendations, then that can supersede not having publication. That can that can actually make up for the not having publication. Okay. So publication is not mandatory, but if you can make some if you can make some publication out of your MTech thesis, that is very good. That will help in your PhD application in abroad. Now, other than the publication, in some universities in abroad, they will ask you for the TOEFL score, or maybe in some universities GRE, although after COVID-19, most of the universities have waived GRE. Okay, so the TOEFL is required. And again, for the TOEFL, your English skill is required. And so here, maybe for abroad, I should write, for abroad, your English speaking is English, and not only speaking, listening, writing, and reading. All these things are important, and again, small steps are key. Small steps every day. Okay, so the thing is, the core knowledge is important, and the MTech thesis is also very important. So if you are someone who wants to go into higher study, okay, then honestly you have to take your academics and your MTech thesis very seriously. And if you are going to Indian PhDs, publication is not at all required. Your academic knowledge is 100%, and your knowledge about your MTech thesis is also I mean, is also, that is like a 50-50 case. Okay, but for abroad, other than this, your English speaking skill is also important. There will be interviews for some abroad universities, okay, where you have to speak in English. Okay, so I hope that I have covered all the things. So here, some bonus points. That is, if you are going to academics and I mean, if you want to go for PhD, IITs and NITs are very good, and because in IITs and NITs, there are very highly established professors who have very good connection, who have very good connection. So their strong LORs, letter of recommendations, can get you very good PhDs. Yes, that is true. That is actually true. Okay. And other than this thing for academic and job, you should take care about some internships also. Again, your seniors are the answer. You should talk with your seniors that how to get that internship. So getting an internship is again, I mean, covers all these things. That is the get like practice, polishing your communication skill, because they will again take some screening test and after some interview, and then based on that they will short you for the internships. Okay. So I think I have covered almost all the things. If you have any further question, comment below in the video. Until the next video, goodbye, take care and thank you. And before going, please subscribe to the channel and share this video if you think that this guy is trying to do something for you. Okay, bye, take care, thank you.